Thank you very much. So yes, as you heard, my name is Olivia Mbani, and I do social media for Hiva Fund. And Hiva Fund is basically a financial organization that gives funding to creatives. And we also have a learning program called Hiva Forum, where we create content that helps people in the creative sector, or just anyone really, to get better informed in how to get investment and how to build their business. So I work a lot in terms of creating content for that, and then in general just keeping people informed about Hiva. But I've also consulted in social media, and I've worked for a couple of different brands. I can see some of my clients here. So as I do my presentation, I might mention a few of them. So I'm gonna start. Social media. How many of you are on social media? Just to see. Yes. Yes, how many of you are on yeah, you mean some people are not. Yeah. How many of you are on social media? Okay. So how many are on social media just for your business? Just, but most of you are on for personal reasons? Okay. Facebook, okay. So today I'm going to talk about social media for your business. And so it's really good that Christine came before me, because she said a lot of the stuff that I'm going to kind of reiterate. But the first thing I would really encourage you to do is define your business goals. Now, social media is brilliant, but as Christine said, social media is a tool. It's not an end in itself. So what do you want to achieve in your business? You know, do you want brand awareness? Do you want to make sales? Do you want customer feedback? What are those goals? That's where you need to start from. Not, I'm going to go on Facebook, I'm going to go on Twitter, I'll be on Snapchat, maybe Pinterest. No. What are your business goals? So once you get clear on that, you go to the next thing, which is, who is your target audience? It's all back to your business. Who are you trying to speak to? Who buys your product or your service? How old are they? Where do they live? What would they listen to? How do they speak? Would they read articles? Would they watch videos? That is so important. Even before you go onto social media, you need to answer these questions, because then it will lead you to the next thing, which is, what platform should you use? Now, there are very many ways of you being able to answer this question, but I would really advise for you to go back to the first two questions that I asked you to do, which is define your business goals. So if it's sales that you're trying to make, right, and your target audience is more visual-based, right, then maybe your best platform is Instagram or Facebook. Now, to determine that, you can go into lots and lots of detail, which I can talk about later, but it then leads me to the next thing of the really important thing about social media is about understanding not just your business goals and your target audience, but what does each platform do? What can they do for you? Which brings me to content. I'll come back to those platforms in a minute. So content is key. If you take nothing away from what I've talked about today, just remember that content is key, right? So invest in content creation. How many of you have gone to a site and they've talked about these amazing cakes or jewelry? You know, you've heard about it, and then you go and you look at their pictures and you're like, I'm not sure. They say it's amazing, you know, but then the picture doesn't quite reflect. So you think twice, maybe you ask the friend who referred you to the site, you're like, are you sure these cakes? They're like, I promise you, they're amazing. So maybe you risk it and you buy. But had you gone to the social media platform or to the website and you'd seen an amazing picture of that cake or that accessories, you probably wouldn't think that hard about whether you want to buy that product or not. So it's really important when you're going onto social media or your website that you really invest in content creation, invest in the photo shoot. I know that people say it's really expensive. I would say if you can only do one shoot a year, that's enough. So you can use those. You'd rather rewind good photos, you know, use them over and over again, than have 200 really bad photos of your product. yeah? Which then leads me to what I said about the social media platforms and what they can do for you. So this is just a summary of some of them, because I know there are more that are coming up. So with social media, every year I think a new one pops up. But I'm going to highlight how many? 6 that are on the board. So each social media platform has a strength. So Facebook, which we've known for quite a while, video is very, very big on Facebook right now. You can post articles, you can post images, but video is really, really big. Why? Facebook is investing. They're investing in videos. They want to push their video content. So if you're planning on promoting your business and you want to focus on videos, Facebook is a place to go, because it will help push your content out there. The next one is Twitter. So if you're looking to make a lot of discussions, conversations, about certain topics, Twitter is good for you. Especially if you're trying to do I find maybe with social impact sort of projects, Twitter tends to be a really good place for that. You can really get a really good conversation going. And then there's images. Now we all know all those beautiful images on Instagram. If you're looking for somewhere, if your brand is more based on visuals and strong images, then Instagram is a place for you. But also short videos work, but videos are better on Facebook. And then there's, of course, Snapchat, YouTube, and Pinterest. Now, Snapchat, yes, you can put images on there, but videos work better because people are looking to interact with that content. So I'd say for Snapchat, mainly focus on videos, but yes, you can put images. Then, of course, YouTube, central place for videos, right? And Pinterest, images. So this is just a guide of what works well on what platform. And then what you need to do now is think about what content do you need to create that will connect with your audience, and then what platform are you going to post that on? So when we go to the next thing, type of content. So we'll start on the basics. And I know this might sound so obvious, and you're like, Olivia, I kind of know this. Why are you telling this to me? But just as a reminder, the first place anyone is going to look for your content or your brand on social media, they're going to look at your profile picture, your cover image, and your bio. So if you invest nothing else, like the rest of your content is just, please, make sure that your profile image, your cover image, and your bio is really good. And then keep them consistent. So for instance, in your bio, if you make cakes and they're gluten-free, or you sell accessories and there's something extra special about them, mention that there in that bio. And then also, if it's on Facebook, try and keep it similar on Twitter, so that when people look for you on the other platforms, they can recognize, this is the brand that does, yeah, I know that tagline, I saw it here. So then your audience will remember. And then I tend to advise brands, if you do have a logo, it's really good for you to use that as your profile image until people get to know your brand. Because if they look for you on Facebook and they see, okay, a logo, they go on Instagram, it's somebody's hand. They go on Snapchat, I don't know, it's your friend's face. Then they'll be like, I'm not sure about, unless, of course, you have maybe a really distinct sign. Like maybe you have jewelry that works, or that people can really pick out as you, then use that. Of course, there's always conditions to this rule, and you can do something different, but I would advise, if you do have a logo, use that. As I emphasized earlier on, high quality images. Right? So there are 2 people in this room who have used images from. So this is actually an image from Dine with Jamtai. She's a food blogger, and she's right there at the back. So if you're looking for a photographer, there you go. And then there's accessories from fabulous accessory designer. She's just right here, Embody Accessories. So if you look at her images, I'm pretty sure you want to buy those accessories. And when you do get them, they're just as good as the images. So when you move on, there's other type of content that you can use. So it's not just about selling your product. You also need to give your audience information or create a learning resource. So at Hiva Fund, what we've done is, yes, we do give investment, but we started a series called, a business series called Investor Ready. So we basically did an 8-part series where we tell people about how can they prepare their business for investment. Why did we do that? We did that because we felt we want to give our audience something. We're not just going to keep asking them, come, we'll give you funds. Or here, we're going to sell this to you. When you give your audience some useful information that's in your field of expertise, they're more likely to come back to you and maybe buy from you. So say you're makeup, right? And you sell makeup, you're a makeup brand and you sell makeup. Why not do beauty tips? So how can I contour my face? How can I get the perfect eyebrow shape? So they'll keep coming to you for that information. And then when you throw in, oh, by the way, yeah, we have the perfect concealer, don't you think they'll buy it from you? So it's not just about buy. What useful information can you give your audience? And then sometimes we're so good at like, hey, buy my product, or we talk about ourselves a lot online. What about asking your audience a question? You know, I've seen, I think it's Mugsy's Natural. They ask, like, I think once a week, they ask feedback from their customers. They're like, you know, what do you think about our brand? Or just, you know, what's your opinion about it? That's really useful because when you ask your audience, it can give you some really important feedback that can really help you improve your brand. And then they feel like they're listened to when you respond to them. I know Harvest of Sunshine do that a lot. They also like do a lot of customer feedback, you know, they ask you for questions, and then they actually implement it in their product. You know, so it's really important to ask your audience. They're there, they're on social media, they want to talk to you. So, you know, so ask them for their feedback and then actually implement that. Now, so I've talked about content. So with content, you can do all those things, but it's really important for you to evaluate. So say you've got the perfect images, you're posting consistently, but people are still not coming to you. Maybe you need to stop and evaluate. Is it that you're not speaking the right language? Is it that maybe you're using the wrong platform? And you'll only be able to do that if you keep on stopping to evaluate and see, did I achieve what I wanted or did I not? So it's great to do all the stuff that I told you, but always keep checking, keep looking. You know, are people responding the way I want? And then maybe you need to get a couple of your friends who'll give you honest feedback and like tell them, okay, this is what I'm doing, what do you think I could change? Or someone who's in your industry who's willing to give you information. And then I guess I'll conclude with these 4 points. So I'd say the 4-step plan. Number 1, create a social media strategy. Now there's a whole lot of stuff that could go into a social media strategy, but it's pretty much all the things that I mentioned. Have a business goal, understand who your audience is, and then decide what sort of content you want to post. And then you go to the second part, which is create a content calendar. Now, content calendar, simply put, is a schedule of what you're going to post every month or every week. So you could say, this month we're talking about beauty, next month we're talking about health, the following month we're going to talk about, I don't know, how to sell your business, this random stuff. But once you have those 3 things, you'll then go, what content can I create that's going to be about beauty, that's going to be about selling your business? So it really helps you to just organize yourself so that you're not overwhelmed and you're like, oh my God, it's November or it's October, I don't have anything to post. So this helps you stay organized. The third thing is about scheduling platforms. So sometimes you're like, how many times am I supposed to post on social media? I can't live on social media. So there's some platforms that really help you to schedule posts so that you keep consistent, and they're called Buffer and HotSuite, and there are many others, but those are the 2 that I recommend. So you basically can prepare your posts, and you can like schedule 10, 20, 30 posts, and you schedule the time that you want them to go out, you put all the text, all the images, and the rest, they do it for you. So if you're managing your own social media and you're like, I can't do this on my own, I have too much to do, you can create all the content and then use these scheduling platforms. You can get them for free, but then there's a limit. If you pay, you can get unlimited, and it's something like $10 a month. So it's worth considering. Then the last one, number 4, hire someone. So I know you're like, I don't have the money. They don't have to be on full time. They could come in, consult. You could negotiate. The thing is, if you don't look or if you don't ask, you won't know what's available. Maybe like, I have to go to an ad agency or digital agency. No, just ask. Meeting with someone and discussing with them, this is what I want to do, is free, I hope. You know, but like, you can ask them, is there a consultation fee for discussing stuff, or ask around, you know. And the reason I say this is because you're so busy building your business that maybe you don't have the time to do your social media, right? So I would say, think about hiring someone eventually, so that then you can be free to do the things that you want to do, which is create, right? Yeah. And that is my conclusion. Thank you very much.
Hey, when you guys are hungry? Are you hungry? Please, let's clap better for Olivia. Thank you so much, Olivia. That was actually quite insightful. Like, Hootsuite and Buffer. I'm not tech savvy at all, so those are things I'm like, oh, okay. So you can do that. Listening to you and listening to Christine, did you guys sit together and exchange notes as you are preparing like class? Because I've noticed very key similarities in both your presentations. She talked about strategy. You talked about identifying what you want social media to do for you. That's the same language. She talked about finding your tribe. You've talked about content. What language are you speaking? What platform? Where are your people? Where is your tribe? So that's another similarity. And then what's the purpose? Why do you have it? When you put up the image for the pencil pouch, which, yeah, I saw pencil pouch. Somebody else saw selfie bag, you know? And you talked about videos and images. On what platforms do they work? So finding your language on the right platform. So thank you for sharing that. Before I introduce